In a few of the recent comment sections, I've had people ask me to go through the entirety of my PlayStation physical collection. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to start with PS3, we'll move on to PS4, and then we'll finish with PS5. Some of my games are literally just shelf fillers. I've seen them in a shop or online for dirt cheap. I have no interest in playing them, but I've grabbed them purely just to make the collection look slightly better than what it is. It's by no means the greatest collection, there is room for improvement, and that is my plan for the foreseeable future. But let's get straight into the PS3 titles. They're in alphabetical order. I like to do things alphabetically, as you should know if you're watching this and seen previous videos. But starting off, we've got Army of Two. Not a shelf filler by any means, absolutely fantastic game. I haven't played it for years, but one that I had to add to the collection. I'd like to add the sequel to the collection in the future. Then we've got Ashes Cricket 2009. Now, the story, not so much with this game, but with a lot of the PS3 games. I went to a car boot sale and I got incredibly lucky by bumping into a guy that was basically just trying to flog everything. It would come to the end of the car boot and he just wanted to get rid of everything. So I got a box with about 70 PS3 games in there, and he sold them me for like £20. There were a lot of duplicates, but I've took the duplicates out and now we go through the collection itself. So I've got Assassin's Creed 2 for the PS3, the first Assassin's Creed I ever played. Also got the platinum on it on my old account, getting all the feathers. I can't remember what the specific, was it like King Richard feathers or something stupid like that? But pretty much from that moment I've not enjoyed a single Assassin's Creed since. Next one is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I almost said free, but that's the price that was on it. That was also in the tub. So you'll see a few with these tiny little stickers on. Pay no attention to what the actual pricing is, because like I said, I got all of them in that box. Then we got Assassin's Creed Revelations. No idea what's going on with the black Blu-ray disc case, but that's what it's in. I'm not one to judge. Never played it in truth. I have no idea if Revelations is worth my time, anyone's time. We then got Battlefield 3. Sorry, no, Battlefield Bad Company 2. I'm getting ahead of myself. I mean, I love Battlefields. I don't remember much of Battlefield Bad Company 2, even though it is considered probably one of the better entries. But I was glad to pick that one up. And then we've got Battlefield 3. Absolutely fantastic game. This was the first Battlefield I ever played. And I only played it for a little while. Because then Battlefield 4 came out, and that was one that I got incredibly close to getting the platinum on. I'm like 2 trophies away, and I just couldn't be bothered to go back and finish it, to be honest. We've then got BioShock, absolutely goated game, one of the greatest games ever. I can't speak highly enough of BioShock. The city, town, what's the word I'm looking for? Scenery of Rapture, absolutely phenomenal, and the story really does take you on that journey. And then we got BioShock 2. Again, you know, got the little sticker. Should have been £5. Was in that box. Happy days. And then to round off the BioShock, we got BioShock Infinite as well. I know it wasn't as well liked as the older, the original 2 BioShocks, but I really enjoyed Infinite. Was it Columbus or Alexandria? Basically, the city in the sky. Absolutely fantastic game though. Loved it. Then got Borderlands 2, the only Borderlands game I have on PS3. From what I've heard, didn't run the greatest. I know that the Vita version was a lot worse, but this was pretty bad. Then a game another one, I loved this. I remember being like 23 years old, 24 maybe, being in my first ever like apartment where I lived by myself, and Brink. I believe I got it like day one. I played the absolute crap out of it. It was very buggy, very laggy. The servers were absolutely shot to smithereens. But I had such a whale of a time on it. And everything I've heard ever since is that it was an atrocious game. I'm yet to meet anybody that actually said that they enjoyed it. And then we got a few Call of Duties. So we got Call of Duty Black Ops. Fantastic entry into the Call of Duty... should we call it a franchise? Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Again, fantastic. I don't know why this should have been £10. There was 3 of these in the box. No word of lie, there was 3 of them in there. We got Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Again, you know, the older Call of Duties were just fantastic. Like, the newer ones don't even hold a candle to the flame. Modern Warfare 2 as well. Absolutely goated. Between Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2, there's an argument for which one's the best one. Me personally, because of the experiences it gave me, Modern Warfare 3. Not everybody's favourite, but again, I remember being in that apartment when I was younger and having a whale of a time on it. And then to round it off, the first Call of Duty I ever played, because I was late to the world of online gaming, but World at War. I would absolutely batter everyone I played against on that game. I put so many hours into World at War. I loved it. Right, just manoeuvring these games around now, because I don't have that much space, to be honest, at my desk. But, you know, we have to work with what we've got. So, moving on. A game that I remember playing on my Xbox. I wasn't even sure it was... I didn't even know it was out on PlayStation, in truth. But quirky horror game, Condemned. This one's Condemned 2, not the original. But, you know, I had to pick that one up. That one wasn't inside the box, hence the different sticker. This one was gifted to me by one of my friends because he brought like the special edition, Dark Void. I actually have no idea what this game is like. I've never seen any gameplay of it, but I've been told it's a very good game. We've then got Dead Island Riptide. I never played this on PS3 originally. I have played it on PS4 since. The platinum for that is on my channel. Shameless plug, I know. Go and check it out. And then we've got Dead Rising 2. Again, I don't think I ever played this originally. I've played off the record more recently. No plug this time because I haven't got the platinum, but I am relatively close. Deus Ex Human Revolution. Again, I've never played this. I've got Mankind, I believe it is, or Mankind Divided. I think that's the title of it. I've got that on my PS4, but never heard of, well, never played. I've heard of it and never played Human Revolution. We've then got Dragon Age Origins. I'm not a Dragon Age fan. I remember playing this way back in the day and not being too impressed. Or was it... I don't know if it was Origins or Dragon Age 2. Definitely one of them, and I wasn't impressed. Next one. Now, this one, I don't remember much about like the story, but I remember playing this as a kid and just having a whale of a time on it. And that is Fairy Tail Fights. And this, I did actually pay the £8 for this. This was out of CEX. And to be honest, since I brought it, the case is absolute awful condition. Like, you can't see it on the front, it looks clear. But if I was to show you the sides and the backs, like there's like dirt, grime. Thankfully no mould, but it definitely needs a clean up. And once I get all my new shelving in, everything is going to be cleaned up. And all the stickers will be taken off. Next up, we've got a franchise that I absolutely love. Fear. The first time I ever played Fear, I absolutely cack and pantum. Full on. Everywhere. I remember like playing through and like obviously the spooky stuff starts happening and I didn't want to move forward. Like, what's the... Can't remember what the girl's name is in it. But like she pops up out like in wherever it was. I'm running forward with my gun. I'm ready to kill everybody. And then it's like, she jumps out and I was like, I think I'll just stay here. I'm not moving. I did move again, but it took a while. And then I'm guessing you can kind of see what's coming next. Fear 2, more of the same, but updated, I guess. Fear 2 was fantastic, brilliant, loved it. And I believe Fear 2 was the one where, is it where you're in the school and all the lockers shoot open and she comes flying at you at the one part? Again, K9 Cactum. And then to finish it off, well, not finish it off because there's Lost Files, which I don't own, but I am half searching for it. But then we got Fear 3. I was searching for this for months, and then I found it in CEX that's a few miles away. I went on a game hunt with one of my friends, and we visited like 7 different CEXs, as well as like charity shops and a couple of game stores, and finally found it. £6, which wasn't too bad, I suppose. Not considered a great, like the original 2 everybody loves. The third one, people crap on it a lot because of like the co-op play, and it was more action rather than like, you know, horror. But I remember loving it, and I kind of wish that I'd have played it more back in the day. This one was in the box, Formula 1 Championship Edition. I have no interest in Formula 1, so that one is literally just a shelf filler. Then got God of War 3. I mean, God of Wars are just brilliant games. I know I've played this one. I don't know how much I've played of it. But yeah, the newer God of Wars are doing very well for me. Although Ragnarok didn't quite hold my attention the same way that the, should we call it a reboot, did. We've then got Gran Turismo 5 Prologue on the Platinum edition. I really don't like this Platinum edition. Like, I just think they look tacky. I don't know why, but I'm just not impressed. Obviously, Gran Turismo being a goated racing game. I think it was Gran Turismo 3. I put so much time into it on the PS2, I believe. And I've never touched a Gran Turismo since. I fell out of love with racing games. Guitar Hero 3. Is it 3? I think it's 3. Legends of Rock. Then we got Guitar Hero Aerosmith. And Guitar Hero World Tour. Guitar Heroes were fantastic when they first came out. It was something new. It was, you know, it was fun to play, like either by yourself or with your friends. And, you know, it took a bit of skill, especially if you wanted to hit those harder songs on the harder difficulty. I think they just overkilled it, especially with like Rock Band and what was the other one? There was another one, but yeah. And then I got Infamous, the original. Unfortunately, don't have Infamous 2, but that's one that I am looking forward to playing at some point, because I've never played it before. I've only played Second Son and First Light. I've not played either. Sorry if you could hear that scraping. Just getting more of the games. Okay, so another goated game now. We've got LA Noire. Obviously a fantastic game. Not talked about enough, in my opinion. I thought that game definitely deserved to be right up there with, you know, games such as GTA, the earlier ones, and Sleeping Dogs, I suppose. Lego The Hobbit. Picked this up for £4 from CEX. In truth, I only picked this up because one of my mates said that he needed it, the last Lego game on the PS. He didn't say PS, he just said it was the last Lego game he was looking for. And I picked it up, and then he was like, oh yeah, I need it on the PS4. I've already got it on the PS3. I was like, damn it. Well, I've added it to my collection now. I probably will never play it. As much as I kind of want to play a Lego game, I just can't bring myself to do it. Then we got Little Big Planet. Obviously was a fantastic platformer. Was funky. Sackboy was like PlayStation's mascot at one point. I don't know what happened. It just stopped being the case. I would garner a guess that it's Astrobot now. And then we got Little Big Planet 2 Platinum Edition, and this one's actually still in the cellophane. This one's still wrapped, so I'm going to keep it wrapped just in case. Then we got Lost, you know, the TV show Lost. Absolutely fantastic show. Started off so strong with that pilot episode. Kind of lost its way towards the later series. Never played the game, so I don't know if that's a car crash or not. We then got Lost Planet 2. Another one from the box. Lost Planet, I absolutely loved that game. I remember playing it on Xbox, and unfortunately I don't own the original Lost Planet or Lost Planet 3, but obviously fantastic game. Third person, alien, shooter, amazing. Next two I have absolutely no interest in. Being a Brit and liking NFL, I absolutely have no interest in ever playing Madden 09, and then we got Madden 10. Another two that was in the box. We've then got Mag. I did not pay £39.99 for this. And it kind of shocks me that like this game is so old now. Well, not old, but so it's a bit dated. It's a bit old. But like games was actually that price way back then. I'm starting to think like, you know, comparing £39.99 back then to, let's say, a £60 game now, comparing it to like everything else, like the cost of living in everything else, not really that bad when you think about it. But yeah, that was like a multiplayer, like always online shooter. I never played it in truth. I don't think it's even available to play anymore. We then got Mercenaries 2 World in Flames. Again, I've never played this. It looks funky. I like the art on the back. It'll be one that I test out at some point in the future. Then got Metro Last Light. I don't know what's so limited edition about it. It does say free DLC, so maybe that's what it is. I like the Metros. You know, a little bit too much of the same each time, kind of. What was the latest one? Metro Exodus, I believe it is. That one kind of lost me. I brought it day one. It was a bit buggy, and I died at a really bad point. And like it was completely like a bug. Like the enemies glitched through the wall, and I was just like, nah, can't be bothered. And I never went back to it or gave it a chance since. Then we got Motorstorm, sorry. No idea. Now this one, Naughty Bear. I found this one in a charity shop, and like, I mean, it cost me £10, but I remember this again from when I was younger. I don't remember much about the gameplay itself. I just remember thinking it was absolutely fantastic. So of course, when I saw that in the charity shop, I had to buy it. NHL 2K9. Whatever that Play TV thing is, no idea. Never looked into it in the slightest. Prototype 2, fantastic game. Didn't get the love it deserved. Not as good as the original though. 007 Quantum of Solace. I think the last time I played a 007 game was GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64, and I just have no interest in that. That was another one inside the box. That's the reason why I now own it. Rage, fantastic game, loved it. Prefer the sequel, if I'm being honest. As good as this was, I do prefer the sequel, and it is a game I'm looking to go back to in the near future. The next one, sorry, the next one, Red Faction Armageddon, and I actually got this from a games fair purely for the case. Like, it's not doing it justice on the camera, but like, you know, it's one of those holographic ones, holographic sleeve cover. It actually cost me, I think it was £4. I thought there was a little sticker on it to say how much it was, but I think it cost me £4. The only problem with this is whoever owned it before me must have been a heavy smoker because it's all yellow around the top of the cardboard, which kind of sucks, but one of those things. Unfortunately, not everybody looks after their games. We then got Resistance 2. I love the Resistance franchise. Don't think I ever played number 2. Don't think I ever played it. So that, again, that's another one when I manage to sort everything out. That is another one I will be experiencing at some point. Because Resistance 3 was the first Resistance I ever played. And I absolutely fell in love with the story, the gameplay. I mean, dated a bit now, but I just thought it was amazing. And then we got Resistance Fall of Man. I've actually got like 4 copies of this because, again, in that box there was 2 or 3 duplicates. And then the last one for this pile is Rocksmith. Obviously a rhythm game, similar, I guess, to Guitar Hero. Oh, okay, so the last section of PS3 games now. Just need to make the space on the side here. So we'll start off with 2 games. I brought both of these at the game fair that I went to. So we got Sacred 2. Absolutely phenomenal game. Don't ask me what it's about. I remember playing it a hell of a lot on Xbox 360. And if my memory serves me correctly, I actually sold this to one of my friends for like £40 way back then. I don't know if that was a good price or not, but I remember thinking like I only paid half of that. Something along those lines anyway. And then the second one was Sacred 3. I didn't even know that Sacred had another game. Like, I thought, like, as far as I was concerned, it stopped at 2. Brought out to number 3 and I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So I got it. Never played it. Cost me £4. But I will be playing that again in the future, or for the first time in the future. We then got SingStar Take That. No offence, but I'm not a singer and I have no interest in Take That. Skylanders, again, it was in that box. It's just gonna fill the shelf, I guess. Warhammer Space Marine, obviously the sequel, or is it a sequel? I'm guessing it's a sequel because it's Space Marine 2, isn't it? But yeah, sequels come out quite recently. I've never played any of... Well, I've played a couple of the Warhammer games, but I've never played Space Marine. So I don't know what to expect with it, but I will be giving that one a try. The original game that I brought my PS3 for, like, I literally only brought my PS3 originally for this. Spec Ops The Line, of course, Fubar pack included. Yeah, let's go. This one cost me £18. This is probably the most expensive PS3 game that I've paid for, at least. Fantastic third-person shooter. The story is phenomenal. If you know, you know. The twist is amazing. Speaking of amazing things, I've then got Split Second Velocity. Absolute banger of a racing game. I know I said earlier that I fell out of love with racing games. This was probably one of the last ones that I ever played the crap out of. The destructible maps and like how the route would change course and just absolutely fantastic. And I am looking for Blur. Split Second and Blur, if my memory serves me correctly, both came out at roughly the same time, and they were both phenomenal. Star Wars Force Unleashed. I'm not really a Star Wars fan. I know, sacrilege. Don't hurt me. But I've just never been into it. But I've got that. It was in the box. Syndicate. I know that I played this when I was younger. I don't remember anything about it. Another one that I will be giving a shot. Sci-fi, action. Why not? Another one that I picked up in CEX, Godfather 2. I know that the Godfather, the original, is like very rare. I've kept my eye out for it for so long. I did find Godfather 2, cost me £10. I don't know if I was ripped off or not, how good this is compared to the second one, the first one, sorry. But yeah. We then got PGA Tiger Woods PGA Tour 8, and then PGA Tour 11. I don't know what happened to 9 and 10, but that's the way they came in the box. Another, like, just random trash one. True 4 Lies. I have no idea what the hell it is. It says, someone will get caught. Microphone required. So, yeah, it's one of them trash games. Uncharted 3. I've never played Uncharted 2 or 3. So that one will be an interesting one to try out in the future. That is if I don't play on the PS4 version. Vancouver 2010. Tokyo Games one. Tokyo Games. What the hell am I on about? Vancouver Games. Another one that I brought. I can't remember where I brought this from. It wasn't in the box, but Walking Dead Survival Instinct. I love Walking Dead. I had to get that, even though I know that the gameplay isn't the greatest. Another one that was in the box, Warhawk. I actually have no idea what this game was like or anything. All I know is it was multiplayer only. Then we got Wet. I remember playing this again when I was younger. Absolutely no idea if I enjoyed it or not. I think I did. From what I remember, it was like a hack and slash, and there was like a bit of shooty as well. Looks fantastic from what I can see on the back. And then the last one from the PS3 collection, a bit anticlimactic, I know, but Virtua Tennis 3. £42.99, whoever brought this paid for. Again, £42.99 way back when this came out. I wouldn't pay that now for a tennis game. But yeah, so that's the end of the PS3. Now into the PS4. So we're on to the PS4 now, and we're going to start with my small collection of PlayStation hits. The idea behind the madness is that if I got enough of them, I could potentially fill a shelf with just the red spines. So we're starting off with Batman Arkham Asylum. Arkham Knight. Still in the cellophane, as you can see. I've never played any of the Batman games. Not because I don't think they're any good, although admittingly Batman is probably one of my least favourite superheroes. I just, when you've got superheroes that have got powers compared to basically a rich guy who can buy all his gear. We then got an absolute banger of a game, one that I am really fighting off the urge to go back and try and platinum. Bloodborne. I mean, it's just phenomenal. I'm close to my 100th platinum, and I really would like to go for that one. But at the same time, have I got the skill? And the answer is probably no. We then got God of War 3 Remastered. Rinse and repeat what I said about God of War in the PS3 section. Gran Turismo Sport. Everyone knows Gran Turismo. They're all the same. We've then got Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. I don't know why this 60 is on the sticker. No idea whatsoever. But Zero Dawn is a game that I have platinumed on the PS4. The Complete Edition is actually still in the cellophane. But I have got the platinum on it. Next up is Injustice 2. Obviously superheroes fighting. Again, still in the cellophane. I've never played it. I'm not really a beat 'em up kind of person. We've then got Little Big Planet 3. The brilliant but now unobtainable Mad Max. A bit of a shame that they took the servers off, unless you've got that one specific trophy. Can no longer get the platinum, like myself. I can't get the platinum. Going back to what I said literally 10 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago, I don't do beat 'em ups, but I got Mortal Kombat X. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. I've never played any of the Naruto games. I've never seen the anime. Absolutely have no idea what this game is like. It looks pretty cool from the gameplay I've seen. I've seen a lot of people have the trophies, the platinum trophies for it. So it is something that I'm tempted to potentially go to in the near future, to at least give it a try. Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2, absolute banger game. I don't care what anybody says. Like, yes, they are childish in a way, but just fantastic, such fun, and I'm ridiculously close to the platinum on that. It's just a mad grind to get the last few trophies, and I just can't bring myself to do it. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, my first ever Resident Evil platinum, which I don't have a video for. The Last of Us remastered. I really enjoyed this game when I played it, like when it first came out. I never went for the platinum. From what I know, one of the versions is a far simpler platinum. I think it might actually be this version. But I played it once and that was enough for me. Not like I said, not because it's a bad game. I just can't bring myself to do it. We then got the Untitled collection, the Nathan Drake collection, 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, video on the channel for Drake's Fortune, which I got the platinum in. I'm yet to play the second and third one, but number 2 will be played soon, and I will be doing the same as the first, going straight into it on crushing difficulty. And then to round off the PlayStation hits, I got Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. I did actually play this a long time ago. I know, like, it's a bit stupid to start with number 4, but this was way before I started platinum hunting. And the only thing I remember about the game is that there was tons of collectibles, and I was just like, forget trying to get all those. But yeah, so that's the end of those. Now it's into my actual PS4, well, continuing with my PS4, but these are no longer the PlayStation hits. So we're starting off with A Hat in Time. Anyone that knows my channel or been here since near the start will know that this was going to be my second video, and I never finished it because I got tired of it, and I was streaming at the time, and yeah, it wasn't working. That one's in the cellophane, as is this one, and the horrible thing is I can hear the disc knocking around inside. This is actually quite a recent purchase. I got it just because it was cheap and a shelf filler. But Adventure Academia, The Fractured Continent. I've looked at the back, I've looked at the gameplay. It could be fun, but I'm not going to go out my way to play it anytime soon. Then I've got Adventure Time, Jake and Finn Investigates. The reason why I've got this is because I own Pirates of the Caribbean digitally. And I got the platinum on that, and I made a video on it. Shameless plug again, I know. And then I saw this in CEX, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that one existed. I will grab it. I haven't touched it as of yet, but there it is. Among Us Crewmate Edition, because why not? That's all I'm going to say on that. Then we got Eterno Blade 2. As you'll see with a lot of these, like, the stickers are on them. I'm not removing any of the stickers until I've got my whole setup correct, because once they go into there, like, once I've got it set up and they go there, they're not moving. Agents of Mayhem, and as you can see, 49p. That is purely the reason why I got this. It was something I didn't own. I've never touched it. I've never even seen gameplay. 49p. I think I had 50p in my pocket at the time. I was like, ooh, might as well. One that I'm looking to play in the near future. I've heard nothing but good things about it. But Alien Isolation. I don't know what the Ripley edition entails compared to the standard, but Alien Isolation. Seen gameplay. I've seen people's videos on it. I've heard nothing but good things. Now this one. So I went through a period of time where anything that I could find that was obscure, I would buy it. And this was probably the most obscure one that I ever found. Angry Alligator. And I rushed it home, and I thought, you know what, I've never seen that ever. I'm going to do a video on it. And then I looked, and there isn't a platinum trophy. And to get 100%, it's a hell of a grind. Next up, this is a steelbook, so, but you can tell what it is. It's Anthem. Brought it day one. I actually really enjoyed the game. It was a letdown, yes, true, but I actually thought the game was quite fun, especially when playing with friends. Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered, still in the cellophane. Like I said, Assassin's Creed just don't do it for me anymore. And the same applies for Syndicate. I know some of these are considered really good, but just no. And then Assassin's Creed Origins. I believe I was given this one. I think one of my friends had had brought a bundle off someone online, and he got a second one, so he gave me this. It's got a nice little sleeve cover. I've never even looked at actually what's inside there, but like I say, Assassin's Creeds don't do it for me, and there will be more in the PS5 section as well. Then we got Asterix and Obelix Double XL collection. So with this and with a fair few of the PS4 collection, in the UK we have a store called Game, and they decided they were going to stop doing pre-owned. And over the space of about 4 or 5 days, I kept going in there because they were selling all their pre-owned stuff for the cheap price that they used to do, but then they would slash it by 50%. So I picked up so many. The next one isn't one of those, but it's Astro Knight. It's like I don't know how you'd explain it. It's 1-bit Metroidvania. It looks funky. It's still in the cellophane. I do plan to give that one a shot in the near future. Then we've got Atomic Heart. This was one that I really wanted to play. I followed it from like early trailers. It looked funky. It looked like BioShock-esque. But then it came out to really poor reviews. So I waited until it was like very cheap, and then I picked it up. And then the last of the A's, we got Atelier Firis. Again, I'm not sure if I've actually played this one. I've played a fair few of the Atelier games. Ryza 2. I think it's Sophie. A couple of the others. But I don't think I've ever actually played this, but I own it. And then last one of this pile, we got Batman, the Telltale series. I am not one for Telltale games. I've never bothered with any of them until like 4 days ago. I literally finished The Wolf Among Us, and I've got to be honest, it opened my eyes to Telltale games. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad I actually took the time to play it. Right, so just like with the PS3s, I need to do a little bit of manoeuvring because of space and etc. So if you hear some scraping, it's just me moving shit around. Okay, so next we got Battle Chasers Night War. I can't remember anything about this game. I played it a lot. I got quite far into it, but my memory of this game is completely gone. I've looked at it on my shelf a few times and I'm like, maybe I should give that another go, or maybe I should actually see what it's about. I'm yet to do that. Battlefield 1. Again, I have no idea why it says this on the front, but there it is. And yes, it was 99p. Just something to add to the collection. And I did enjoy Battlefield 1, to be honest. I do like Battlefields, as I said, in the PS3 section. And then Battlefield Hardline, because why not? £2, cheap as chips. Hardline was a bit crap compared to other Battlefields, but it was still worth playing, I think. Then we've got Big Pharma Manager Edition. Doesn't have a price on it, but I know that I played. I know I paid like £2-3 for it. That was on my big game hunt that I mentioned earlier, where I went around like 7 CEXs. I actually found that in a game, and it was like reduced. Then Biomutant. I thought this was a fantastic game. I didn't get the platinum on it. I don't know if I'll ever go back to get the platinum on it, but I did really enjoy Biomutant. You know, hack and slash, you can do like abilities and whatnot. We then got BioShock collection. So this includes BioShock 1, 2 and Infinite. Obviously got them on the PS3. Why not have them on the PS4? I actually had them on the PS4 first. I just love BioShock. Rapture is fantastic, and Columbia, it says it on the back, Columbia is fantastic as well. Next one I got from the very local, there's a very small store down the road for me, and I occasionally go in just to see what he's got. And Blackguards 2, picked it up from there. I think I paid about £3 for it. I've never seen it or heard of it. I have no idea what the gameplay's like, other than it apparently sucks. So, yay. Next up, we've got Blade Assault. Kind of reminds me, it's still in the cellophane, but the gameplay that I've seen of it kind of reminds me of, I believe it's called Strider. Was a game that we got quite early on for the PS4 on PS Plus, like the free games that you get each month. One that I am actually interested in starting soon. Next up, we got Blue Fire. Absolutely fantastic game. Kind of gives me like Dark Souls vibes, even though it's nothing like a Dark Souls, but it's a bit of a hidden gem. I think I actually included it in one of the hidden gems videos that I made, but fantastic game, and one that I wish I was better at. Next up, we got Blue Reflection Second Light. Absolutely brilliant JRPG. Like, the first one is even better, and I used to have the first one in physical edition, and I don't know what the hell happened to it, and I really wish I still had it, because that is rising in price now. This one you can still get for fairly cheap. The first one you're talking about £50 in CEX. Then we're into the Call of Duties. So we got Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This was one I picked up. Most of the Call of Duties, in truth, I own digitally, but I've then gone on to buy them since or afterwards. This one being the exception, Call of Black Ops 4. This I actually brought day one. I got the Pro Edition, cost me like £100, and I made sure I got my money's worth, because that is the only Call of Duty that I've ever hit Master Prestige on. I actually hit Master Prestige and Max Level. Then we got Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Again, this was one I brought much later. Wasn't a fan of all the jetpacky types of Call of Duty. I know that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 had, you know, some futuristic bits in it, but I really enjoyed it. But Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, not a fan. Call of Duty Ghosts. This was one of the first games I ever had with my PS4. I tried to get the platinum on it quite recently. Played a bit of Extinction mode, because that's like my last few trophies. Just couldn't get the couple of trophies, like the harder ones, no matter how much I tried. And then the next one, last of the Call of Duties, we got Modern Warfare in its steelbook case. Probably the Call of Duty I played the least, in truth. Even though I don't like the jetpack Call of Duties, that is actually the Call of Duty that I played the least. I just couldn't vibe with it. The footsteps were super loud. I just remember playing on one of the maps, like running through the doors, and like someone would just be sat there in a corner with a 7.25 shotgun. I'm dead. Well, nice. Next respawn, same thing happens in another door. Okay, let's not run through doors now. Someone still in the corner, out in the open or whatever. Shotgun from half a mile away, dead. I'll stop there before I full on rant. And then we got Cat Quest 1 and 2, the Pawsome pack. Got the platinums on both of those. No videos, because, you know, those were just like rainy days when I was a bit bored, and I thought, why not? Very worth people's time. Right, and the last selection before I then have to go back to my shelves and pull off more. So we have got Warhammer Chaos Bane. How would I describe it? Kind of like a Diablo clone. You know, running through constant dungeons, leveling up. doing all your bits and pieces. Civilization 6, a game that I have put so many hours into. Not recently, but back when I used to play it with a couple of my friends. So many hours. Civilization, you know, what you see is what you get. Kind of excited for the new one that's coming out in the next couple of months or so. Then we got Code Vein. Fantastic anime style Dark Souls game. I got quite far into it and I can't remember why I stopped. But it's definitely one that I've kept my eye on to be like, okay, I'll go back to that one in the near future. Then we got Conception Plus, Maidens of the 12 Stars. I got this, I can't remember when exactly I brought it. It was a long time ago. But I remember thinking when I got it, like, this looks like it could be a bit risque kind of thing. And I don't remember if it actually was or not, but I do remember that I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know if the platinums are like decent on it or if it's difficult, but again, one that I could potentially go back and do. A shelf filler one, I think I paid £4 for it. Played it once, thought it was trash. Contra Rogue Corpse. Then we got Control. I got the see-through sleeve cover with the steelbook. Absolutely fantastic game. I loved it. Got the platinum on it, and this was before I was a platinum hunter. I loved it. Loved it. And it's one that I would potentially think about doing again on PS5. The complete opposite side of the spectrum. A game that I've got the platinum on and I will never ever touch again. Cotton Fantasy. And yes, I did pay £20 for this. Absolute trash. Like, it's not like Cotton is an old school bullet hell shooter. I don't know how you'd pronounce it. The older games, fair enough, like back in the day, you know, they held their own. But in this day and age, that just didn't hold up. And I see it in CX all the time now for like 10 quid. Next, we got Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. It's just really shiny. It's not in the cellophane. I have played this. I played a lot of the levels. I say a lot of the levels. I completed the game, but I didn't complete it in the sense of like going for the platinum. Like, once again, it was before I was a platinum hunter. And same really for Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled. I was actually surprisingly really good at that game from years of playing Mario Kart and whatnot. Again, another one I would love to go back to at some point in the future and potentially think about the platinum. Next one. This was one that I did want in the collection, but the only reason why I got it is because of how cheap it was. $4.99. Chris Tales. Other than the fact that you can like... Well, actually, I was about to say you can like swap between like present and future, but I don't think that's actually the... Yeah, it is. It says it on the back. Past, present, future. TriStar. Not everybody's cup of tea. Very repetitive, but I thought the game was banging. And I'm a little bit disappointed that I'd played that before I was a trophy hunter, because that's one that I would have gone for. I don't think I could be bothered to play it again now, but I did really enjoy it. Speaking of games that I would have enjoyed, or did enjoy, unfortunately not the case for this next one, because of when I played it, and it's Cyberpunk 2077. Got the sleeve cover, brought it day one. It was a buggy mess, and it really soured my experience with the game. Then we got Dark Pictures, Little Hope. Never looked at it. Like, I brought it. I do love horror games. I just haven't got round to playing it, and I haven't looked at it either. Then we got Dark Souls Trilogy. You can't see it because of the cellophane. The story behind this. Now, I'm not a Souls-like player. I think the games are good. I just really suck at them, and I don't have the patience or the time really to get good. But the reason why I brought that is because I went into CEX one day and it was like Dark Souls Trilogy, no soundtrack, £30, 32 I believe it was. I then looked online, Amazon, Dark Souls Trilogy with the soundtrack, 25. Yep, buy now. So that's sitting there, and it will get unwrapped and played at some point in the future. Next, Darksiders Genesis. I have absolutely no idea what this game is like. It's still in the cellophane. I was actually gifted this by one of my friends. Basically just says like, I've got 2 copies of it, here you go. Happy days. Bit of the tape is coming off, just rip that off. Yeah, it's utter trash. I've looked at gameplay, I've looked at the trophy list. It's not worth the £4-5 or whatever it was I paid for it. Live drone racing, it's atrocious. Then we got Deadpool. I actually did a platinum video for this on the channel. I brought it purely for the channel. Like, I brought it when it was like £45, I believe it was, in CEX. So some people would argue I paid over the odds for it. I thought it was a fantastic game. I made the mistake of playing through it on the hardest difficulty first time round, rather than upgrading everything and then going back through it a second time. But thought the game was brilliant as a hack and slash, and I'm so glad I played it. Last time I looked, it was now 85. It's dropped back down from 105. So like the price is all over the place. Then we got Death Smiles 1 and 2. Again, I actually don't know what this game consists of. The only reason why I brought this, and there are more in my collection, the only reason why I brought this is because in CEX it was like £40, and I found it online for £10. 10 quid for a £40 game. So I thought, why not? I'll get it. Then we've got everybody's favourite walking simulator, or mailman simulator, with Death Stranding. I got the sleeve cover one. I mean, the sleeve cover makes it look absolutely fantastic. Look at that. That is just epic. The game itself isn't bad. It's just a bit too bland for me. Like, I know there's a lot of things that go on, and you can obviously get your, you can get the bike later on in the game, but I was just like, can't be bothered. We then got Destiny. I literally paid £1 for it just to have it in my collection. Destiny 1, I didn't play that much. Destiny 2, however, I got the platinum on that very early on in its cycle. And surprising to me how long it supposedly takes people to get the platinum. And then we got Deus Ex Mankind Divided Day 1 edition. Obviously mentioned this earlier with the PS3 games. And then Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. I was never into Digimon. I have played this game a long time ago. Don't recall much about it in truth. But yeah, so there's going to be a little cut now, and we get into more PS4 games. Okay, so carrying on with PS4, as you can see on the shelf behind me, some things have moved space. There is extra space in other places, but we're continuing on, and the first game is Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2. I don't know why my camera's going so wonky. It's not liking the new setup on behind me. But yeah, don't really know much about the game. I know I played it a lot in my younger years. Then Dissidia Final Fantasy NT, 3v3 like fighter. You can pick the protagonists or the antagonists. It was really cool when it first came out. It died pretty quickly in the West. That's still in the cellophane because the servers are dead. That I don't even know, actually. They might not even be running anymore. We then got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Fantastic game. I've never seen Dragon Ball. Like, I've seen Dragon Ball, but I've never watched it like religiously. So playing through that and like learning the bits of the story was fantastic. I never finished it though. One that I need to go back to at some point. Then got Dragon Age 11, Echoes of an Elusive Age. Fantastic game. I did buy this for $7.99, but I played it like a long time ago, and it was just amazing JRPG. Fantastic game. Would recommend it to anybody. The only thing I would say that lets that one down is like once you reach the end, it's not the end. Dragon Quest Builders 2, just one to add to the collection. I have played it. It was okay. I'm not really into like building games like Minecraft, stuff like that, which is why you won't see that included in this PS4 collection, although I probably will buy it at some point to add to it. Dragon Quest Heroes next. Fantastic game. Played it a hell of a lot. Can't remember if it was this one or Dragon Quest 2, Heroes 2, which I don't own, but I was like I think it was 2 or 3 trophies away from the platinum. This was long before I was platinum hunting, and I can't remember why I stopped. I was stuck on something. This was before the days of like guides and everything. Next up, this was a game that I really wanted to enjoy, and I brought it for £2.99, and I've never touched it because of how bad the reviews were and the gameplay looked. But Dark Alliance, Dungeons & Dragons. Next up is Earthfall Deluxe Edition, and yes, I did pay £39.99 for it when it first came out. I actually really enjoyed this game. Playing it with my mates way back when. Kind of disappointed that the game kind of sucked a little bit in terms of like, you know, bugs and whatnot. If the bugs got sorted and I could find people to play that with again, I would 100% go back and platinum it. Next up, again, before I was a platinum hunter, but this one I did actually get the platinum on. Fairy Tail. Fantastic JRPG. Can you see a bit of a trend with a lot of these games that I'm talking about and I get excited about? But fantastic. Turn-based. Loved it. And Fairy Tail, I've only watched like the first 24 episodes of the anime. And when I found out that it was so long, I decided not to continue with it. Fallout 4 next in the steel case. Yeah, I think pretty much everybody owns this game. I traded in 2 copies of this not too long ago, and I think I got like 50 pence for both of the trade-ins. But brilliant game nonetheless. FIFA 21, no need to say anything about that. I'm not a football fan. Like, I love football, but I hate FIFA. I love Football Manager, but I hate FIFA. Final Fantasy 15 next. I played it when it first came out. Didn't own it physically. I've brought this more recently. Can't remember how much I played for it. But you know, not every Final Fantasy fan's cup of tea, but I really enjoyed it. Next up, Phobia St. Diffner Hotel. Never played it myself. I've seen gameplay of it. It looks like the kind of game that I would like to play. Therefore, it is on my list of potential games. Forager. Saw this at a games fair. This particular games fair I was at was mainly PS2, PS3, like old, like retro, like, you know, Mega Drive, SNES, Game Boy, Game Gear, and this was like literally the only PS4 game I saw in the whole place, so I picked it up. It was something I didn't have in my collection. It looks quirky, will be something I'll get to at some point. The next one, I brought this because to be honest, I liked the look of the gameplay of it. Like, it's Metroid-like, but it's Gal Guardians. And I didn't realise when I brought it, it's actually the characters from a series called Gal Gun, which brings us to our next one, which is Gal Gun, double piece. It's got the thick edition. I've actually never played the original double piece, but I have played Galgun 2, and I enjoyed it. Obviously not for everybody, a little bit fan servicey, shooting the hearts at all the onrushing women that are falling in love with you. It's a fun time. Next up we got Ghost of Tsushima. I really enjoyed the game. All of the collectibles and fox dens, all of that stuff, it kind of just got a bit too much for me. I ended up getting bored. Ghost Recon Wildlands. I've played about 45 minutes to an hour of this. I just couldn't get into it. Didn't enjoy it as much. Then we've got God Eater 3. I actually don't remember anything about this game. The only thing I remember is that one of my mates got the platinum on God Eater 2. We both brought this. We played the hell out of it. One of our other friends, his copy never arrived, and we'd finished it before his physical copy actually turned up. Felt kind of stink for him, but at the same time it was like, that sucks. Next one, Goosebumps Dead of Night. I have no idea anything about this game, and to put it bluntly, if it's anything like the other Goosebumps game, I don't ever want to play it. And then, still in the cellophane, because, you know, why not? Grand Theft Auto, the Definitive Edition trilogy. Don't get me wrong, I like Grand Theft Autos, not to the point where I'd want to get the platinums. I brought that, I think it was day one, and I've just never took it out the pack. Right, just gonna maneuver a little bit now, and hope that I don't drop all of these games, which keeps almost happening. Okay, so we're starting off the next pile. So we got Harvest Moon Mad Dash, purely because it was £2. Plain and simply. Saw it, £2, thought why not. Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Don't think I paid 18, like I think it was part of the 3 for 2. I know of this game. I knew of this game a long time ago. Well respected, fairly simple platinum. I haven't got it because when I put this into my PS5 sounded like it was about to take off, and it scared me a little bit. So I never bothered. I literally just like delete, took it out the PS5, and I've never touched it since. Next one, I have absolutely no idea what it's about. Hidden Agenda, again, £2. Mobile or tablet required, which means I'm probably never going to touch it, because if it requires more than a control pad, then it's too much for me. Next one is Warhammer. Is it Warhammer? Pretty sure this is Warhammer. Maybe not. But Necrunda Hired Gun. I started playing this not too long back. Thought it was okay. Just couldn't get into it though, in truth. Didn't enjoy it very much. Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure. Not my style of game. I've never played it, but I've seen gameplay of it. I've seen a few videos on it. It's not my style of game, to put it bluntly. Indivisible. Played this a while back. Thought it was pretty cool. Was a neat little concept. Don't know why I stopped playing it. I have a habit of, I used to have a bad habit of playing a game and then something brand new and shiny comes out and I drop the old one and pick up the new one. That's no longer the case, hence all the cellophane covered games, and you'll see a lot more and worse at some point during this video. Is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? Yeah. The anime, thought it was pretty cool. The game sucks. Definitely just a cash grab. And unfortunately, I gave them my cash. Next up, we got Nightmare, or In Nightmare. Looks a funky little horror game. I did pick it up for $4.99. I am waiting for the right time to play it. Not because like I'm going to be scared, although it probably will make me crap my pants because I'm terrible with horror games, even though I do enjoy them. It Takes Two, of course, probably one of the greatest co-op games you can ever play. Played it for about 40 minutes with my girlfriend. 35 of those 40 minutes were her failing a very simple jump, where she was claiming that she was moving to the right when she pressed jump. I did it first attempt and told her you was not pressing right. Yeah, we've never played it since, and that was months ago. Jagged Alliance, still in the cellophane. Don't know anything about the game. I saw this on a Facebook auction page, and someone was selling like 5 copies of it, and I put a cheeky £1 bid on. Somebody won it for like £15. I then found it online for £2. Added it to the collection. Justice League Cosmic Chaos. I have no idea what this game is about. It was another one of the ones that I got from Game when they stopped doing pre-owned. Got it for dirt cheap. Yeah. We've then got Kingdom Hearts all in one package, because Kingdom Hearts is a goated franchise. If I pop the back out, Kingdom Hearts 3 is still in the cellophane. Kingdom Hearts is just fantastic. But the reason why Kingdom Hearts 3 is still in the cellophane is because I got Kingdom Hearts here. The big fat deluxe edition one. I mean, Kingdom Hearts, it's just fantastic. So fantastic that I got Melodies of Madness as well. I wish my camera would stop doing that. But yeah, Melodies of Madness. No, Melody of Memory. Sorry, not Madness. I'm going mad. But yeah, fantastic rhythm game. Difficult at times, but all in all, fantastic. Obviously, all the music from Kingdom Hearts just... I can't beat it. Well, you can, and you'll see that later on. But then we got Kitaria Fables. I did not pay £22.99 for it. I got it for dirt cheap. I can't remember how much exactly. I've never even looked at the gameplay or put it into my console. And then the last one of this little section, we've got... I had to read it. Koto Dharma, The 7 Mysteries of Fujisawa. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm sure somebody will know what that is, but I don't. Not even a clue. So, moving on to the next pile. Sorry that this like little part in between is taking so long, but I just don't have the space to put all of my games in one spot. I have to put them in like smaller piles, but it does help moving them from the shelf and back, although it kind of hindered me at the same time. So first one from this pile, we got Left Alive. No idea what it is, never played it, never seen gameplay. $3.99, so why not? Lego City Undercover. I've never played it, never seen gameplay of it. Got it for dirt. Actually, no, tell a lie. I got this off one of my friends. It was a duplicate, and I think he gave it me for like £1. Well, actually, no, I think I traded him one of my duplicates. I then got Lego DC Supervillains. Seriously, camera, can you stop? I actually thought this was 2 games in one when I brought it, and then I got home, I put it on my shelf, and I was like, oh, it's that's the Batman movie. Blu-ray, at least. I do like Blu-rays. Never played it. I've seen the film though. Pretty funky, pretty funny. We then got Harry Potter collection. So this includes both 1 to 4 and 5 to 7 years, or whatever it is. Obviously comes in the slip pack or slip case, which I'm going to struggle to put back on. No, I'm not. There we go. Speaking of slip cases, I then got Like a Dragon. Fantastic game. Golden steelbook inside. I would have the platinum on this if it wasn't for my save file being corrupted. I've said it on numerous videos in the past. So gutted, because that game was fantastic. Infinite Wealth was even better. Next we got Lost Judgment. Never played it. I know it's a good game. I've seen gameplay of it. I've heard all the people raving about it, but I've never actually played it myself. Another horror game here with Madison. Possessed Edition. Got this one for quite cheap. Looks fantastic, you know, going around using the camera to help you with the puzzles and whatnot. Haven't played it yet. It is on my list. With my collection having a lot of games, horror games, I'll probably just do like a big marathon. Scare myself senseless so I can't sleep at night. Next up we got Marsupilami? Who Bad Adventure? Yeah, no idea. Never heard of it before. Saw it in the store, thought, why not? That was another one that I got in the game pre-owned section. Marvel's Avengers, got it day one. Thought it was okay until I got to Endgame. Then it was just so repetitive and crap. And I don't think the platinum's obtainable on it anymore. So that one I will never get. Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, like the original trilogy. Mass Effects are brilliant. I've never really given them much time though. I've played and completed number 1. I played number 2 a little bit. I played number 3 a little bit. Never touched Andromeda, which is here. Got it for £4. It's never gone into the PlayStation. I would like to play 2 and 3 all the way through before I then go on to Andromeda, but you just there's not enough time in the day to play all the games that I want to play. Next up, we got Mary Skelter Finale. Got this day one. Fantastic game. Follows like characters. They've got like names from like fairy tales. Couldn't tell you if they're actually the fairy tale characters, but I played the original. I think it was on the Vita. Thought it was fantastic. Managed to get that on release. I haven't completed it. It was a bit difficult. Mega Drive Classics. I got this thinking I love all the Mega Drive games. You know, I want to platinum it. Looked at the platinum list, saw that it was like, oh, on Alex the Kid, win 50 rounds of rock, paper, scissors. So you basically have to like just play the first level repeatedly. And I thought, I'm not going to go for a platinum where that's what I have to do. Nah, no chance. Mega Dimension Neptunia 7. Really enjoyed it. Turn-based combat, fantastic. Anime style. What else is there to say about it? Mickey Storm and the Cursed Mask. I keep putting it off screen, I'm sorry. Do I need to move forward or back maybe? I don't know. But no idea. Picked it up for dirt cheap. And then we got Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I thought I owned the original Mirror's Edge, but apparently not. Or maybe I did, but it was on... Did I have it in PS? I don't know. But yeah, I brought this for dirt cheap. The day I was meant to put that on, or the day I thought I'm finally going to get round to play that, was the day after they took the servers offline, so the platinum was unobtainable. Obviously I could still play it. I don't play games just for the platinum, but sometimes I like to get a platinum. Or a lot of the time I do. Next up, Monkey King Hero is Back. Never touched it, never played it. Got it for £4. Thought, why not? Monstrum next. Yes, I did pay £18 for it. I'm not going to lie. It looks cack. I need to give it a proper look at. Wasn't too impressed with what I saw. Next up we got Mother Gunship. I got this for dirt cheap. I have no idea about this either. Can you see a bit of the trend now? A lot of my PS4 collection is stuff I've either never played or is literally just there to make the numbers up. There are a lot of games that I do enjoy and wanted, but there are a lot of shelf fillers that I got for cheap, and the next one is the same. Mutant Football League Dynasty Edition. Sorry, I keep putting it off the screen. But yeah, NFL, playing as mutants, you can beat each other up. Sounds like a good time, but... Neptunia, Virtual Stars. I do like the Neptunia franchise. Like, they're very quirky. They don't take themselves very serious. This one is exactly the same. I didn't like the shift in gameplay that they went with this. Like Neptunia Mega Dimension 7 was turn-based. That was whatever it was. And then we got Neptunia Senran Kagura Ninja Wars. Another one. Brought it. Really enjoyed it. I think I'm 2 trophies away from the platinum on that. But they are... I don't think I've got the save file anymore, so I'm not playing the whole game just for those two. Then we got Nero, Nothing Ever Remains Obscure. This is from the small little game store down the road. Sealed. The discs loose, which is annoying as hell. I've not unwrapped it. It doesn't look the greatest of games, but apparently, from what I've heard and seen, it's an experience, one that I would probably like to experience in the near future. And then last one of this pile, we got Neversong. I saw that online and I was like, I have never seen that before. It was like £5 or something, so I was like, chuck it in the basket. Gameplay looks quirky. I've since seen it everywhere for, I think, £8 in CEX. But the gameplay does look quirky, so it is in my maybe pile. Right, and last pile for this little section, because I'm going row by row, and as you can see, that row is the one that's took out now, but because of all the additional games I brought, that's what I've built up. So the next one is going to take me ages to clear and re-put them back. So we got new Joe and Mac Caveman Mania. Ninja. No idea. Never seen it. Never played it. Looks like an old school side scroller. Neximon Extraction. I own the original Neximon. This is the only one I've got physically. It's like a Pokemon clone. It's pretty decent, to be honest. If you like that kind of game, it's definitely worth trying out. The platinum isn't too difficult on it either, even though I don't have it. Then we got Nier Replicant. Fantastic game. Can't speak highly enough of this. Obviously, Nier Automata being the prequel is so much better, but they're both fantastic games. Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch remastered. It's still in the cellophane because I've played this previously. I just wanted it for my collection, so that's why. And then because, you know, the Nino games are fantastic, I got number 2. Again, I played this a lot earlier than when I brought it for like $9.99 or however much cheaper it was. But fantastic game. I actually prefer the second to the first one. First one, obviously, you've got your little creatures, you chuck them out to battle. The second one is more my style of game. Then I've got Nippon Marathon. You know, it's just like a part. The only way I could explain it is like a party game. You know, it's absolutely hilarious to play with mates. Playing it by yourself could get boring very quick. It says $4.79. I picked it up for $2.79. Next up, we've got No Straight Roads. Not gonna lie, I don't know anything about this game other than it's in the cellophane, and it's quite a difficult platinum from what I've seen online. If you've watched my last 2 trophy lists, you would have heard me mention Chambra. Unfortunately, this isn't the one that people have got the platinum trophy on. This is Chambra Chaos, and I wasn't impressed. Played it, but wasn't impressed. We then got One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, fantastic warrior style game. I did the platinum on this. I made a video on it, so shameless plug as always. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought with it being a Warriors game, I would get very bored very quickly, like I always do with Warriors games. But that one actually got my attention quite a while. Then we got Onanaki. No idea about this game. I picked it up quite recently for £8. One of my mates told me it's a fantastic game, so I probably will try it at some point in the near future. When that will be, I do not know. Another one in the cellophane, and this is so, like, I brought this years and years ago, and this is Our World Is Ended. And I didn't know at the time when I brought it, but this is a visual novel, and visual novels aren't for me. Like, I don't read anyway, like, you know, books. I own books. I can read. It's not like I can't, but I like my visual media rather than, you know, reading and thinking of the pictures in my head and stuff like that. It looks funky. Like, I do like anime style stuff, but I've just never took it out the cellophane, even though it's been in it for about 8 years, maybe, probably more. Is that an over exaggeration? I don't know. Then we got Persona 5 Strikers, fantastic game from the Persona 5 universe, of course. I think I'm 2 trophies away from the platinum on that. Again, don't have the save file. Although I do believe it's a case of I don't have those 2 trophies were like I needed an extra playthrough as well, like for getting all the relationships and stuff up, social links. PUBG, picked it up for £3 just to add it to the collection. I actually didn't like PUBG as a battle royale. I'm not really a battle royale fan. Like even Call of Duty, which I've sunk hundreds and hundreds of hours into, it's not on the battle royale. They just don't do anything for me. Next up, we got Hockey and Rocky. Yeah, I saw this on a video. Someone was doing hidden gems, and then I went to CEX and saw it that same day. And I got it, and there's no stickers on it because it hadn't even been put on the shelf. Brought it before it had even been processed. Poison Control next. Now, I played this a lot. Like, I completed it, like, but don't ask me what it's about, because I don't actually remember. Don't remember anything about it. I know that I don't have the platinum. I'm not going to go back for it, but it's there. Project High Rise Architects Edition. Don't know anything about it. Was literally given to me by one of my mates. Next one. This was originally going to be my 69th platinum, just for the sake of it. You'll see why. But Punchline, very anime style, and like, you know, the main character has nosebleeds for looking up girls' skirts and stuff, looking at their pants. Not everybody's cup of tea. I've never played it, in truth, but it was going to be my 69th platinum, and then I ended up getting my 69th platinum on something else. Rad Rogers next. Imagine Rayman, but he's got like a gun and mechanical thing with him. That's all I can say about it. I got it for £3.98. I brought it because I'd seen gameplay and it looked funky. And then I just never got around to playing it, and the platinum apparently is not obtainable because of issues with the updates. Rage 2 next. Brilliant game. I don't have the platinum because I played this back before I was a hunter, but loved it. Would love to go back to it and get the platinum, just finding the time. Resident Evil 2, one that I am going to go back to and get the platinum potentially very soon. Fantastic game. Loved every moment with it. Reliving my childhood of playing the OG Resident Evil 2. You know, started like, you know, the remakes where they're actually putting the effort in rather than just, oh, here's a little bit of upgrading the visuals and the gameplay's still the same. Fantastic. And speaking of Resident Evils, we got Resident Evil 4, which I've never completed. I've played it a lot. I got quite far into it, but never completed it. And then the last one for this shelf, or these 2 shelves, is Republic. This is another one that I don't really know much about, but I got it for a good price. Apparently it's quite rare, and I saw it on a video, Hidden Gems. It looks funky. I do want to play this in the near future, but I haven't as of yet. Okay, so on to the last shelf now, and this is the first one that I've realised is not alphabetical, which has kind of annoyed me, but I'll put it right after this video. Resident Evil Origins Collection. This is one of my recent purchases. Got it for £15 from CEX. Resident Evil is what it is. Love Resident Evils, and that is one that I can't wait to sink my teeth into. Next up, we've got Kingdoms of Amalur. I don't know why. Well, it's Re-Reckoning. Is that in the wrong place? Potentially. Looks a funky game. Looks a really good adventure RPG. I remember sticking it into my PlayStation, and I had like mail or whatever, and loads of items started dropping, and I was suddenly like so overpowered, and it just killed the game instantly for me. Next one, this one's in the cellophane, and it's one that I really want to try at some point, but I've just never got around to it, and that's Risk of Rain 2. Looks an amazing game, looks like it could be a lot of fun. It includes the original Risk of Rain as well. Never played either of them. Then we got Root Letter. No idea about this game. Yeah, that's all I can say. I think it might be a visual novel. Could be wrong. Then we got Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. This is a game that on my most recent trophy list review, I actually asked people to tell me if it's worth playing, because it's one that I've been picking up off my shelf all the time, thinking, should I give it a go? Then we got Samurai Showdown. Now, in truth, I don't know much about this either, but the shop down the road from me had it in a glass cabinet, sealed for £50. When I saw it, obviously unsealed, in game, $7.99, I was like, picked it up. I'm guessing just because it was sealed, it was the extra money. The next one, Scribblenauts Showdown, still in the cellophane. I think I paid £2 for this. Literally, the only time I've ever seen gameplay of it is when PewDiePie played it like years and years ago. Secrets of Mana, or Secret of Mana rather. Fantastic looking game. Looks like my style of game as well, like something I'd really enjoy. I had it installed on my PlayStation for months, and then I actually deleted it off there to make space a couple of days ago. Shadow of War, Middle-earth, absolutely fantastic game. Then we got Shenmue 1 and 2. I remember playing those. Was it on the Dreamcast? I think it might have been on the Dreamcast. I played at least one of them. If I'm wrong, then let me know in the comments that I'm chatting up. And then Shenmue 3, obviously not as well respected as the first and second, but if you're going to get the two, might as well get the third one. Then we got Shin Megami Tensei 3, Nocturne. If you know this game, then you know it's a banger. It's quite difficult at points. Turn-based combat, you basically recruit the demons and whatnot. The next one is another one where I saw it in CEX for like £50 and then brought it off Amazon for $15. Still in the cellophane, it's Shinorubi, sorry. Bullet Hell looks absolutely nuts. I don't think anybody has got the platinum on it, or if they have, it's very few people. This one, I don't have any words. It looks absolutely horrendous. I'd seen the gameplay before I made the purchase, but because I'd never ever seen it before, I've never seen anyone mention it since, I picked it up, and that is Shiny. You play as a robot, and there's no real gameplay. It's like a platformer, but there's not really that much platforming. You just run from A to B and you save other robots using like the pickups that you've picked up throughout the level. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, absolutely fantastic game. I left it so late to play this. So late that I played it on PS5, and the PS5 does not agree with this game. It messes up every so often. But I did manage to get the platinum on it, and there is a video for that on my channel. No words. Absolutely no words. Slide Stars featuring Holly H. If I recall, Holly H was a TikToker or a Viner, and she like got pretty big, and then I've never heard anything of her since. And as you can see, it's still in the cellophane because I'm never going to play that. I'm sorry, but no matter how famous the person is here, or if she even is anymore, Nothing will make me play that because it looks trash. I got given that. Another horror game, Song of Horror. Looks fantastic. I've never played it. I do plan on getting to this at some point as well, along with the other horror games that I've got. Potentially the worst Sonic game made for the PS4 or for this generation. Sonic Colors Ultimate. I love Sonic. Absolutely adore Sonic the Hedgehog. That game, get in the bin. Well, no, get on the shelf. Sparklight next, still in the cellophane. Again, I've never seen it mentioned. I've never seen it in store. Got it for quite cheap. SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Didn't pay the £25 for it. I got it for, I think I paid £6 for this. I've played it a little bit. Couldn't get into it. Probably will give it another go at some point in the near future. Star Renegade. This was a birthday present a few years back off one of my mates. It's a funky game. It really is. It's just a little too repetitive. Maybe I didn't get to the best part. I don't know. But I put about 4 or 5 hours into it and it got a bit boring. So I just kind of left it. Another one of my most recent pickups, Star Wars Jedi Knight Collection. I don't like Star Wars. I did like Battlefront, to be honest, but maybe I'll give them a go at some point in the future. I have been told that they are a good game to play by non-Star Wars fans. Next we got Steins Gate Zero. I know it's an anime game, well, I believe it's an anime. Don't know anything about the game itself. Only on PlayStation, apparently. Whatever the hell this trash is. Steven Universe Save the Light. It also includes OKKO Let's Play Heroes as well. So that's a double pack. I have no idea what either of those are. But I'm guessing by the Cartoon Network symbol in the corner, it's a cartoon on there. We then got a classic, or rather a PlayStation 4 version of a classic. Super Monkey Ball, still in the cellophane. I was never into it as a kid, or in younger years. No interest in playing it now, to be honest. I got it for quite cheap. Another one I got for very cheap, but this one actually did make me laugh. Supermarket Shriek, as you can see, still in the cellophane. Maybe one day I'll give it a shot. The platinum is apparently quite difficult on it, considering that the game is so basic. Now, I love Sword Art Online. I watched the first 3 seasons, I believe, or yeah, first 3 seasons. Thought it lost its way a little bit towards the end. When it comes to the games, they're okay. Very long-winded, very repetitive. But I did pick up Fatal Bullet, which I did enjoy. A lot of people fell off at that arc of the anime. I thought that was a really good arc. Then we got Tales from the Borderlands. Like I said earlier, not really a Telltale Games kind of person. Recently played Wolf Among Us and probably will give that one a shot at some point in the future. Then we got Tales of Symphonia, the remastered Chosen Edition. It's in this nice little case, but it's a little bit battered. A couple of rips, a couple of bends and dents, unfortunately. I think I picked that up for £4, so can't really complain. And then this one I'm excited to give a go at some point. One that I've not heard very many people talk about or saw much gameplay of it. I know it's a puzzle game, and it does look funky, but it's Tandem, A Tale of Shadows. So just give me a little moment just to move that stack out the way. I may have... Oh, okay. Managed to get it on the side without it all falling off. We're nearly there. Well, we're nearly at the end of the PS4s at least, anyway. Sorry, I'm just talking away from the mic, and my face is almost off the camera. Can you tell that I'm not a YouTuber? Not yet, at least, anyway. Okay, so the next one, platformer, Tearaway Unfolded. Got this for £6 at the local game store. Never played it. I do plan to give it a go in the near future. Absolutely fantastic game. I suck at rhythm games, even though I love them. I got the platinum on this. It was so much worth it. This is the kind of game where even though I've got the platinum on it, I will still play it because I just love all the Final Fantasy music. It's so chilled. Like, even the upbeat stuff is still chilled. Fantastic game. If you like rhythm games, seriously, play that. The Division 2. I love The Division. Didn't really play much of it on PlayStation. I played it on PC originally. Got Division 2 for PS4. Played the hell out of it. Left it, and then during 2024 went back and got the platinum on it. Absolutely brilliant game. Then I've got, I don't know why. Is this two? Okay, I'd left a duplicate on my shelf. I got Elder Scrolls. Sorry. Come on, focus. Still in the cellophane. I think I got that with my PS4. But then I've also got the Steelbook Tamriel edition, Imperial edition, and just to prove, there's the disc. So I don't know why I've got the duplicate there. Let's put that elsewhere because I like to keep all my duplicates separate. Speaking of the Elder Scrolls, we then got Skyrim, the special edition. I've played it, I've completed it. I'm pretty sure I played it originally on the PS3. I've got the PS4 version. I have not got the PS5 version. I probably won't ever play this again. It's such a big game and I put so many hours into it on the PS3. Like that's me done with it, kind of thing. I've then got a Steelbook edition of The Evil Within 2. Evil Within, fantastic game. For me, The Evil Within 2, so much better. One that I do want to go back and play again in the future. So gutted that there probably won't be an Evil Within 3, because I did really enjoy it. Another one that I've never seen before, I've never heard of it. I do know that it's a puzzle game and it's quite a simple platinum, but The Inner World, The Last Wind Monk, but it also includes the original Inner World. Looks funky. It's a point and click. The kind of game that would probably bore me. Then I've got The Impatient. Obviously PSVR required. I no longer have a PSVR. I went through a phase where I played a lot of VR games. That was the only physical VR game I had. I should probably trade that in, to be honest. Then I've got The Last of Us Part 2 with limited edition Steelbook. I'm not going to lie. When I pulled this off the shelf for this video, I was quite shocked. I didn't know I had it. I've played it, I've completed it, wasn't impressed. No, tell a lie. It's a good game, but I thought the first one was better. Purely just to add to the collection. I saw that it was absolutely awful, it was reviewing terribly. I saw it for £6 and I thought, why not add it to the collection? The Order 1886. It's on my list to go back and platinum. I've played it, completed it. Didn't get the platinum because it was a long time ago, but fantastic game. Definitely worth anyone's time. Then we got The Outer Worlds with the sequel being revealed quite recently. Quite hyped. The Sojourn, I have no idea what this is about. I picked it up with my recent pickups, Resident Evil Origins and whatever the other one was. £6. No idea what the gameplay's like or whether it's worth my time. The Survivalist. Still in the cellophane. I've never played any of those style of games, like, you know, Prison Architect, Prison... I don't know what the hell they're called. Another one, I mean, this one, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, cost me £5. Considered an absolute beast of a game. A lot of people speak very highly of it. I've tried to get into it twice, and I just can't. The combat feels a bit sluggish. Maybe it's a me problem. The Wolf Among Us. I paid £15 for it from a charity shop. It was the first time I'd ever seen a physical edition of it. I've since seen it about 7 times. But, like I said, I was never into Telltale games. This is fantastic. I'm so glad I experienced this. And fingers crossed for a number 2, which I've heard is in the works. Then we got The Wonderful 101. Obviously, this game was a Kickstarter originally. It looks funky. Doesn't look like the type of game that I would put on anytime soon. It's like, I wouldn't even know how to explain it. Yeah. I've then got This Is the Police, still in the cellophane, and This Is the Police 2. I don't know what they are. I genuinely don't know what they are. Like, I added both of those to my collection. I think I paid £4 for the 2 of them. Then we got a banger, Titanfall 2, £5. Like, I own this digitally. That's how I originally played it. Fantastic game. Like, I can't speak highly enough about it, but my God, I just cannot do that gauntlet at the start of the game. Otherwise, I would have the platinum for it. Then we got Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, still in the cellophane. I do own this digitally as well, which is why I'd played it originally and then saw it for cheap-ish, and I was like, oh, I've got to own it. I've got to own the physical edition of it. Turn-based combat, very Persona-esque in the sense of, like, you know, you run around and increase your social links and stuff. I don't know what they're called in that anymore, but and then we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Everyone knows what Tony Hawk's is, how good they are. Obviously, it went to shit after the first 2 games. Oh, we're nearly there, nearly the end of the PS4s. 2 small piles, and then we're on to PS5s. And I apologise if this video has gone on for far too long. So we got Trials of Cold Steel, turn-based JRPG, absolutely fantastic game. I played this. I did not platinum it. I played it a long time before I became a platinum hunter. Really, really enjoyed it. Thought the character development was fantastic. I then got Trials of Cold Steel 2, which built on all of those things, and I thought it was on par with the original, if not better. And then I got Trials of Cold Steel 3, and it just lost me. They changed so many of the characters. It just, like, the main characters are still the same, but it just lost me. Like, I put a fair few hours into it, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like I put it on, saw that there was different characters and turned it off. I did put a lot of hours into it. I just couldn't get into it in the same way. But I do still want to add Trials of Cold Steel 4 to my collection. The next one, I feel like I got done with this one. So it's Transformers Earthspark Expedition. Sealed. It cost me £15. When I brought it, it was from the shop down the road. The guy in the shop was like, oh yeah, it's a fantastic game. It's just come out. You won't find it anywhere else. I mean, he's correct. I haven't found it anywhere else, but I've seen the gameplay since, and I don't think I'm ever going to play it because it looks horrendous. Next up, I've got the platinum on this, and it is Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. Don't sleep on this. It's a very simple game. It's stupid. It's quite funny, and there's a little bit of decent music in it as well. Fantastic game. Took me, I think, 7 hours to get the platinum on it. Then we've got Toy the Tasmanian Tiger. I picked it up just because it was very cheap. I think I got it for $2.50. And yeah, platformer, old style, nothing special. Then we got Untitled Goose Game. I've never played it. I've seen gameplay of it. I've seen a few bits and pieces of it. I've heard it's an experience, but not really my game, my type of game. Then we've got Valkyrian Arc Hero Story. Again, another game that I picked up just because it was dirt cheap. I actually am glad that I'm making this video now, because I looked at this about 4 hours ago online, and I was like, I'm sure I've got that, and I couldn't see it on my shelves. Well, there it is. Warborn. Cost me £1. Still in the cellophane. It looks, rather, because I've never played it, it looks absolutely atrocious. Robot on robot combat. It looks slow. It looks clunky. It looks horrendous. Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. I've never played any of the Wastelanders. I got it because it was cheap. I have seen gameplay of 3. Wastelanders 3. So I'm guessing it's going to be similar. I'm not really much of a strategical kind of person, like gameplay. But 3 looked interesting. I've heard 2's better, so who knows. Watch Dogs. Now, I know I've owned this for a long time. I was under the impression I've never played it. I've seen gameplay of it. I actually helped my brother get the platinum on it. But I thought I'd never played it myself. And then I was going through my trophy list with a couple of people a few days ago, and I noticed I'd actually got a trophy on it, and I was like, from where? And then we got Watch Dogs 2. That one I've never even put into my console. But if you got... Something sounds broken inside. If you got Watch Dogs 1, might as well get Watch Dogs 2. And then we're on to the last few games for the PS4. First off, we got Werewolf, the Apocalypse, Earthblood. Yeah, when it came out, I looked at it, I thought it looked fantastic. I then saw gameplay once it fully released, and it looked horrendous. I got it for dirt cheap. I won't be getting it I won't be playing it anytime soon. Then we got I really enjoyed this game. I just wish that it was a bit shorter. World of Final Fantasy. I played this when it first came out. I don't know what happened to my copy of it. So I've had to rebuy it for £8. Not your typical Final Fantasy. Obviously, you kind of like catch the monsters. You can stack them up like 3 high, big one at the bottom, medium one in the middle, small one on the top. And based on who you've got in your party, you do different attacks. Really funky. Just a bit too long, especially for the platinum. Then we got World War Z. Not everybody's favourite, but I really enjoyed this for a zombie game, zombie shooter. I am planning on tackling the platinum on that in the near future with a couple of people. Then we got World End Syndrome. I took this out the cellophane years ago. I popped it in and realised the error of my ways, because this is a visual novel. Worms Battlegrounds. With Worms, you know what you're getting. They're fantastic, they're fun, they're quirky. Go nuts. Wreckfest. Probably one of the first games I ever played on PS4. Or I think it was. It wasn't the first, but it was one of the first ones. I know the platinum's easy on it, but I just can't be bothered to do it, because I don't think it's that good of a game, to be honest. other people like rant and rave about it, but I don't think it's that good. Then we got 13, the limited edition. This, sorry, Steelbook as well. But yeah, this game, obviously, when it first came out back in the day, fantastic. Then they made like this remaster of it for the PS4, and it was absolutely shockingly bad. Like the original version outsold the remastered version within the second week of its release. That's how bad it was. It's had a lot of patches since, and I've got the platinum on it now. And I was thinking of making a video on it, and I held off because it's like you can get it for like £2.99 on the PlayStation Store, and everyone would just chat on it left, right, and centre. Since then, I've seen so many people platinum it. I'm like, oi, stop it. Okay, next one, Yesterday's Origins. I have not a Scooby-Doo what this gameplay is like, what it's about, nothing. All I know is the guy on the back looks very similar to the guy from A Way Out, the co-op game. Yeah. Cheap, never seen it, never heard of it. Put it on the shelf. The next two, don't judge me. I've never played them, I've never even put them into my console, but I got them for just... I liked the look of the one. I don't know which one it was I was watching, but I liked the look of it. And since I've actually researched it a bit more, they look horrendous. But we got YouTube Life OMG and YouTube Life 2, or YouTuber's Life 2. I won't be playing them anytime soon. Then we got Zanki Zero, absolutely fantastic, like kind of dungeon crawler-esque kind of game. The story is phenomenal. Like, you can really get yourself lost inside of it. I got right near the end. I don't know how close or far from the platinum I was, but in terms of the story, I got right towards the end, and I don't remember why I stopped playing it, and I just can't get back into it, to be honest. But the story is fantastic. It's from the same makers of Danganronpa. And then the last PS4 game, physical, that I've got is Zorro The Chronicles. I can't remember when I brought this, why I brought it, how much I paid for it. All I know is I feel cheap and dirty having this in my collection because it's atrocious. But yeah, so that's all the PS4. And now, on to the PS5. And then lastly, and certainly not least, we're on to the PS5s. And we're starting with Afterimage, the deluxe edition. Don't recall how much I paid for this. All I know is it looks quite funky. I liked the art style, I liked the gameplay. I wouldn't know how to describe the game itself, but definitely one that looks decent. I'd like to give it a shot in the near future. Then move on to Alan Wake Remastered, a game that I haven't platinumed. I've completed it twice, back in its original release and when it released on PlayStation 5. And then we got Alan Wake 2, still in the cellophane. I haven't played this game as of yet. When they announced on release that it was going to be digital only, I was like, no, it's dead to me then. Of course, they then announced the physical release with the DLC, so I thought, okay, now you've got my attention. Still in the cellophane though, I am excited to give it a shot in the near future. We then got Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX. Maybe it's my advancing years or something, but I can't get past the first level. It's just solid. I don't know whether it's the controls just don't feel right or what, but solid. Then we got Aliens Fireteam Elite. Strangely enough, I own this game on PC, and I think I got it digitally as well, and then I got it physically, and I'm only now starting to slowly go through it. Not the greatest game in truth, but one that, you know, especially when playing with friends, it can be a lot of fun. Then we got Assassin's Creed Mirage. I got it launch edition. I picked it up dirt cheap. I think it was like £20 not long after its release. I put the disc in. I played about 40 minutes of the prologue, and I just, it didn't hit me, it didn't grab me, so I turned it off, deleted it from my profile. It's like it never existed. And another Assassin's Creed, we got Valhalla. I started this a long time ago. I think I earned 1 trophy on it for something ridiculously stupid like killing an enemy. And yeah, I'm knowing what I know about Valhalla now with its massive size and how much you have to do for the platinum, I'm kind of glad I never put the time into it. Then we got Astria Ascending. I brought this a long time ago. I played it for a few hours. I don't remember much about it in truth, other than it's like a 2D art style. Seemed a bit crap. Then we got Astrobot, still in the cellophane. Another one that I'm excited to get started with at some point in the near future. Everyone knows what Astrobot is. The original Astrobot should be everybody's first platinum on PS5. If you're a platinum hunter, of course. If not, then just play it because it's a brilliant game. Astrobot, from the looks of it, is more and better. Then we got Atelier Ryza 3, still in the cellophane. I'm yet to play it. I don't know if or when I'm going to play it. To put it bluntly, the reason why I picked that one up is because it was like £9, I think I found it for. And I realised that the original 2 Atelier Ryzers, I've got them digitally. And Atelier Ryza 2, the physical edition, is like £80 now. And I thought, just in case the third one skyrockets, let's get it. Then we got Atlas Fallen. I brought this day one. I completed it within, I think it was 2 days. Got the platinum on the 3rd day. Made a video on it. Wasn't the greatest of games in truth. Combat was a bit clunky. The story was pretty boring to the point where I don't even know what happened in the story anymore. But there is a video on the channel which, you know, I should be telling you go and watch, but don't, because it was bad. Then we got Awaken Astral Blade. I got the nice little slipcover version. It's Metroidvania style game. It's actually really good, but it just, for me, I felt like it just went on a bit too long, and evidently I ended up just stopping playing it. I got bored of it. Then we got Battlefield 2042. I remember when the beta come out for this, I absolutely loved it. Yes, it was a bit buggy, but you know, because it was a beta, I thought these issues will be fixed. The issues were never fixed. The game was trash. It's in a much better state now, and I do enjoy occasionally going back to it and having a blast, but it doesn't hold a candle to the flame with older Battlefields. We then got Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. This was a game that I never played when it was on the original PlayStation. Fantastic game. Really enjoyed it. Another one I would like to go back to in the future. Then we've got Cry Machina, the deluxe edition. I brought this day one, I believe. I really enjoyed it to the point where I got the platinum on it. I didn't even notice this, but just look at the back, how much blank space there is there. I've never seen that on a game before, but yeah. If you remember me mentioning Crystar on the PS4, same developers, same kind of gameplay in a sense. It's all like mechs on Cry Machina, hack and slash. It's pretty decent. Then we got Dead Island 2. Obviously this game was stuck in like development hell for years. I remember going into Tesco, picking up a pre-order slip, paying £5 for it, and that £5 may as well just flew away because I never went back to pick it up. The game was put off for years and years and years. Not everybody's favourite Dead Island, but I still really enjoyed it. Then we got Dead Space. not the greatest of games. Like, well, take it back a second. I enjoyed this, I did. But compared to the original Dead Space, nah. Deathloop, another day one purchase for me, and I wish I hadn't, because I've put this game into my PlayStation a total of like 5 times, and every time I've wanted to enjoy it, I just can't get into it. Then we got Demon Souls. Of course, not being a Souls-like kind of player, gamer, I got it purely for the name. Everybody was telling me that it's a brilliant game, you need to get it, so I did. I played a couple of hours, I couldn't get into it just because, well, like I said with Dark Souls earlier, I like the games, I just suck at them, and I haven't got the time to spend getting good. Then we got Doki Doki Literature Club. This one caught me off guard, I'm not gonna lie. I'd heard that it was a funky game, so when I played it for the first time, I was like, what the hell? Quite a simple platinum, but one that I haven't gone back to finish, to be honest. Dolmen, I think I picked this up for like £4, and in my opinion, I can see why it was £4. It's like it's kind of like a Souls-like, but shooting and like in space, and yeah, I played it for a couple of hours and it's never seen the light of day since. Then we got Do Not Open. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I literally brought it purely for, like, because it's a horror, and I think it was around about Halloween time a couple of years ago. So I brought it for dirt cheap, and I was like, yeah, that'll do. Then we got Dragon Quest III, the HD 2D remake. A little bit disappointed with this one, in truth. I popped it into my PlayStation. The plan was to play it, enjoy it, get the platinum on it, and I spent hours grinding. Like, I searched every nook and cranny of every area that I could go into, and hours I spent grinding. And then I got to, like, there's a part where you have to go into a pyramid and it takes away all your ability to use magic, and I just got absolutely slapped by all the enemies in there. And yes, you know, you can put it on easy mode, which means that you won't ever die. I don't want to play games like that. Like, I'm not going to say that I play all my games on hard difficulty, but I don't want to play games where, you know, it's physically impossible to fail. But at the same time, I don't want to play a game where I'm grinding for hours and hours and hours, and yet I'm still under-leveled. Moving on, we've got Dying Light 2. You know, I thought that Dying Light 2 was decent compared to the original Dying Light. A bit crap. The only Dark Souls-like game that I've ever completed, Elden Ring. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I actually want to go back and get the platinum on it because I enjoyed it that much. I got the fat version. I don't know what the fat version actually has inside, but you know, got that funky little thing there. It's a nice case. I enjoy it. You know, obviously pristine. No batters or anything. Then got Enchanted Portals, the Tales edition. No idea what the Tales edition consists of. Still in the cellophane. I brought it because I do like the game Cuphead, and this looked very similar, like a rip-off kind of thing, and I picked it up for £5. Then we got Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Absolutely fantastic game. Stays fairly true to the original. Not the most difficult of platinums either. One of my most recent pickups, we got Eternites, still in the cellophane. That is on my top 3 games that I'm like edging to play in the near future. I've said a lot of games that I'm like I really want to play, but that's genuinely one of my top 3 that I want to make a start with soon. Then we got Evil West. Very, very disappointed with this one, in truth. I popped it in. I played about an hour. It gave me like old school hack and slash vibes. Popped 1 or 2 trophies, and then I just got bored of it. I think I might have got to like the second area or second mission, and I was just like, oh, this is awful. Then we got Exoprimal. Now this game had potential. I got every trophy bar 2 in this game, but the last 2 trophies, and bearing in mind this trophy list, I don't know if it's the case for many people, but I know it's definitely the case for myself and a few other people. But the trophy list was in Japanese, so I had no idea what the requirements were. I ended up figuring out what they were through, you know, the power of Google, etc. But the last 2 trophies were just a mindless grind. Like, I think I got to, let's say, 156 matches played. I'd earned like 48 out of 50 trophies, however many it was. And the last trophy I needed was to like basically upgrade so many times. And it was like, working it out, I would have had to have done another 156 games. And I just, nah, can't be bothered. Far Cry 6, limited edition. No idea what the limited edition is exactly. Far Cry is Far Cry. Of the ones I've played, which is 3, 4, 6, probably the weakest one of the 3. Yeah. Then we got Fantasian Neo Dimension, still in the cellophane. This is another one like Eternights earlier. Recent pickup, one that I'm excited to make a start on in the near future. Another one that I brought with those other 2 at the same time, I got the Pharmagia limited edition. Comes in this absolutely monstrous box. If you like, you know, that's the size difference. You don't really get much in there, just like an art book, the soundtrack, I believe. The game itself, I actually got the platinum on it, and it took about 50 hours. And of those 50 hours, it was basically the same thing over and over and over again. The only saving grace to that game is that the story was semi-interesting. Then we got Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Intergrade edition. Final Fantasy VII, absolutely my all-time favourite game in life. Obviously, nostalgia plays a part. The fact it was one of the first games I ever played plays a part in that as well. First games I ever played on PS1. But I think the remake's fantastic. Like, yes, they've gone in a different direction with the story. A lot of similarities, but you know, the end goal is looking, the journey is looking different, shall we say. And then we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in the steel case. More of the same. I am so excited for the 3rd installment of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. I can't wait. Cannot wait. Oh. Right, moving on. Just manoeuvring some of the games around so that I got the space. There we go. So, next up, we got Final Fantasy 16 in its steel case. I enjoyed it. It didn't feel like a Final Fantasy game to me. Like, I felt like they took a lot of the things from Final Fantasy, original Final Fantasies, and there just wasn't there. It was like a hack and slash, but with the occasional, you know, Final Fantasy enemy, and whatever they were called in this, Echelons, was it? You know, the summons, basically. Then we got Forspoken, still in the cellophane. I got it for dirt cheap. I have no interest in playing it anytime soon, but I won't say never. I have seen a lot of gameplay of it. It looks like it could be a fun little fun experience if I turn my brain off from the dialogue. Then we got Fort Solace in this nice little slipcover. I don't know anything about this game in truth. The only thing I know about this is I paid £20 and I felt like I was ripped off after hearing other people's opinions on it. Then we got Ghostwire Tokyo. Fantastic game. Very different to anything I'd ever played before. Obviously, other games have kind of used the same style since. I got the platinum on that before I was a platinum hunter, which kind of shows you how much I enjoyed the game itself, even with collecting all the spirits. Like, there were so many. Then we got Godfall. This was one of the first games I brought for PS5, if I remember correctly. It was like a launch title, if I remember. I didn't play it very much. I played it for about an hour, I believe, and I just wasn't impressed. The only saving grace to that is I actually got a gift card as, like, employee of the month from my work at the time, and it basically paid for that game. Then we got God of War Ragnarok, one that I was super excited for, and I couldn't wait to play it. After platinuming the prequel, I've played it for about 3 hours and I just couldn't get into it. No matter how much I tried, could not get into it. Then we got Gotham Knights. I got the special edition, which comes with this nice little sleeve cover and the steelbook. Never took it out the case. No idea what the gameplay's like. I remember watching a video about it a while back, and the video that I watched wasn't speaking too highly of it. But games that do get spoken highly of, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. My God, I love this game. I will never go for the platinum, but the story, the game itself, absolutely fantastic. Then we got Greek. I've never took it out the case. I got it for dirt cheap. There is a story behind it, but I'll leave that story for another day because that story might still come into play. But yeah, I brought that for a specific reason, and that reason never came to be. So far, it may still become a thing. And then we got Guardians of the Galaxy. I was very late to play this, with Marvel's Avengers being such a sucky game overall. Guardians of the Galaxy, I just put it off. I eventually got round to it, and absolutely fantastic game, and I got the platinum on it. Then we got Hades. Phenomenal game. Absolutely enjoyed my time with it. I'd love to go back and get the platinum, but I just don't think it's worth the time that it would take. Like, the game itself is fantastic, but nah. Hogwarts Legacy. I'm not really much of a Potterhead. Like, I've never read the books. I've saw all the films. I got the game and enjoyed it at the start. Towards the end, I was thankful to finish the story, and I had no interest whatsoever in going for the platinum. The Merlin trials just did me dirty. Then we got Forbidden Horizon Forbidden West. Very similar in the same way of God of War Ragnarok. I completed and platinumed the prequel. I put this in, played it for a little bit, and just it was too much of the same, and I couldn't get into it properly. Immortals Phoenix Rising. Kind of a sleeper hit, this. I really enjoyed my time with it. I didn't go for the platinum. It was much before I was platinum hunting. Strangely enough, by the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Assassin's Creed just don't do it for me. Immortals of Avium. I've never took it out the case. I know about the game. I know about its platinum requirements. looks and seems to be very simple. Just never got round to playing it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, as I've said all through this video, not really a Star Wars fan. The game itself, I just can't be bothered with it. I was just muting my phone because somebody's ringing me, and I don't answer my phone ever. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits next. Fantastic game. Don't have the platinum. Might go back to it at a future time. And then we got Killer Frequency. I got this because I'd heard it was such a brilliant experience. Got it for £9. I haven't took the disc out as of yet, but it is on the list. And next up, we've got Lawnmower Simulator, the Landmark Edition. I got this a long time ago, and let's just put it this way. I popped the disc in, I played it for about an hour, and I will never, ever, ever touch it ever again. I brought it for like £5. I think I used a gift card, and I got it, and I thought it might be fun, like, you know, to just chill out and, you know, just do it for a little bit every so often. And I put it on, and I was just bored beyond belief. No matter how chilled I could have been, absolutely not. I don't know how people play games like that. Then we got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Fantastic game. Absolutely loved my time with this. Got the platinum. Did a video, and I think the video is one of my most what's the word I'm looking for? Like, most viewed. It's performed rather well for a channel of my size anyway. But fantastic game. So much better than the original. The prequel was fantastic. That one just takes it up to another level. Then we got Matto. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Anomalies, is it? Yeah, Matto Anomalies. Got it for £10 from CEX. To put it bluntly, I don't really know anything about this game other than it's got turn-based combat, so I brought it purely for that reason. It is on my list. Then we got Metaphor Re-Phantasmo. Obviously considered one of the greatest games of 2024. I don't know whether I was just having a bad day or what. I put the disc in, I started playing it. Like, I don't know if I was overwhelmed, confused, or what. I literally got up until the first fight that you take, which took me about an hour or so because I'd been running around and checking everything I possibly could out. And as soon as the battle started, I was like, I can't be bothered. And I turned it all off. I am going to give it another try on a day where I'm not so tired, or you know, whatever was going on. I'll try it on a day when I'm feeling a bit better. Then we got Monarch Deluxe Edition. I know I put a fair few hours into this, but I can't actually remember exactly what was going on with it, or why I stopped playing it. But it's like an anime style turn-based game, I believe. This one, no, there's no words. I only got this because I saw how big the title it was, and I'd never heard anyone mention it or anything since. But it's Mon-U. I'll read the full title. Defeat monsters and gain strong weapons and armor. You may be defeated, but don't give up. Become stronger. I believe there will be a day when the heroes defeat the Devil King. Yeah. Know nothing about it other than it looks like a dungeon crawler, old school dungeon crawler. I do want to play it, I really do want to try it, but for the time being it's still in the cellophane. Mortal Kombat 1, the premium edition. I believe I got this day one. I'm not a beat 'em up fan, but if there's any beat 'em ups that I do prefer, it is Mortal Kombat. I did complete, like, you know, the invasions and like the story, I guess. If you, like, I played it a lot, The only thing I didn't do was get the platinum, because I could not be bothered to repeatedly fight over and over and over and over and over again to level up like your sidekick character. Outriders Day 1 edition. I brought it. I played it for about 20 hours or so with my brother, and then we both just stopped playing it. I don't remember why, but last year I did go back to it and complete it and get the platinum. Persona 5 Royale, you know, more Persona, love Persona. I have just beaten the first Palace on the remake. I've played it before. I've completed Persona 5. I've played Royale on PS4 up until I think it was the third Palace, and then I dropped it for whatever reason. I've played the PS5 version up until the first Palace. It's a game that I'm going to slowly chip away at, because if I've already played a game, I do get bored of them. So I want to platinum Persona 5 Royale. I just want to take my time with it. Then we got Poppy's Playtime, the triple pack, so chapter 1, 2 and 3. A bit of a shame that they've announced that there's going to be a chapter 4 now, because, you know, obviously this is only 3/4 of the quadrology, if that's even what the word's called. I've seen gameplay of all 3 chapters. It looks fantastic for what it is. The third game looks so much better than the third chapter looks so much better than the first chapter. I've actually got the first chapter installed on my PlayStation because it is a plan to play it very soon. Then we've got another one that I got absolutely ripped off on, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. I was going through a bit of a puzzle phase, and I thought, I love Tetris, let's get it. And I paid £12.99 for it, and then I think it was the day after I found it in CEX or online, one or the other, and it was like £5, and I was like, Rainbow Six Extraction did not perform very well in the sense of sales. You can pick this up for about £5 brand new now. I brought this day 1, but you know what, I actually enjoyed my time with it, and I did go back and get the platinum for it last year. Returnal, fantastic game. I have tried to get back into it, and I'm just all over the place with the controls and whatnot. I suppose I could delete my save data so I can experience the game from the very start again, but yeah, I'd love to go back to it, just don't have the time. RoboCop Rogue City. Never been a fan of RoboCop in truth, but was told that the game was very good, so I brought it. I got it for about £20, I think it was, and I did. I really enjoyed the game, and I enjoyed getting the platinum on it as well. Planet Coaster Console Edition. I know that I've put it into my PlayStation. I don't know if I've got any trophies on this game. It's basically a theme park builder. So like, if you remember Theme Park World from back in the day, imagine like an updated kind of game like that, I suppose. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, fantastic game, loved it. I think I got the platinum in it within 2 days. My girlfriend brought it me for my birthday a few years ago, when it came out, and yeah, I didn't put it down. Little bit disappointed that I finished it so quickly, and there's no real point for me to go back to it. Resident Evil 4, obviously we all know Resident Evil's fantastic games. I would love to put more time into it, but just like the original Resident Evil 4, I never finished it. I can't bring myself to go back and finish it. Resident Evil Village, or Resident Evil 8, really enjoyed it. Thought it kind of lost its way a little bit towards the end, but overall fantastic. Don't have the platinum. Don't think I'm going to be getting the platinum anytime soon. And then we got Master Detectives Archive Raincode Plus, made by the same makers of Danganronpa. The gameplay looks very, very similar to it. I'm excited to try it at some point. I've took it out the cellophane because I was planning on starting it. I just haven't got round to it as of yet. But definitely another one that's in my top 3 that I want to start soon. Then we got Scarlet Nexus. Really enjoyed the game, anime style. I wouldn't know how you'd actually describe the game itself. Hack and slash, maybe. And another game that I started, got so far into it, never finished it. Scars Above. I picked this up for dirt cheap. I didn't pay the $17.99. It was one of those pre-owned in-game when they stopped doing the pre-owned. From what I've heard, very similar in a sense to Returnal. I've never put the disc in truth. Shadow Warrior 3, still in the cellophane. Shadow Warriors are just fast-paced, don't take themselves seriously, hack-slash with abilities and stuff. Apparently it's a short platinum. Might be one for the future. I don't know if my microphone's picking up the noise, but one of the neighbours is doing some digging, and of course on my one day off they decide today's the day. Shame Legacy. I've never seen this anywhere before, never seen any gameplay of it. It's a horror game, as you can probably picture from the cover art. Slipcover, very nice. I don't know what to think of it, to be honest. I've not touched it as of yet. That's another one that I've picked up quite recently. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, still in the cellophane. Picked it up, I think it was £35. I'm yet to work up the courage to play it. Silent Hill 2, absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Is it as good as the original? Not at all. Not even close. It misses the mark with a lot of things, but I still like what Bloober Team have done with it, and I'm hoping they will remake Silent Hill 3 in the future. Potentially my 100th platinum. I've done one playthrough so far. I am excited to play through it twice, third time, maybe a fourth time, knowing my luck. Sonic Frontiers. I enjoyed it. I never finished it. I got to a certain point in it where I'd done everything I could, and just kind of got bored of it. Although I will say I do think this was the start of Sonic, like, maybe coming back to its best. Sonic Superstars. Enjoyed what I've played of it. I got stuck on one of the bosses and it peed me off beyond belief. I know the game's not difficult. I just kept messing up, and I was just like so infuriated by it that I ended up just deleting it off my system. Soul Hackers 2 started off so brilliantly and then lost its way. I think I actually got stuck in this as well. I think I got to like a boss fight or a certain fight in the game and I just could not beat it. So I grinded a little bit with its turn-based combat and still couldn't beat it. So it kind of just got left behind. South Park Snow Day. You know, compared to the other South Park games, not good at all. Still quite a fun experience, especially when playing with friends. I do have the platinum on that one. Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. Yeah, not for me. I love Final Fantasy, everything Final Fantasy, but not that one. Stray, the greatest cat game ever made. I was very late to play this. I didn't play it for years after its release. Enjoyed it, got the platinum on it. Yeah. Street Fighter 6. Started it, really got into it, like, you know, the world tour and everything. Even tried my luck online a little bit, got absolutely obliterated, but, you know, so what? I'm not a beat 'em up kind of guy. I believe I was put off by the fact that the platinum was unobtainable. If I remember right, you had to wait for a certain point for like tournaments or something. And there is a nice little steel cover as well. It's the exact same thing as the sleeve cover, but the steel book is very nice. Then we got Squirrel with a Gun. I mean, with a title like that, why would I not pick it up? And I do actually have the platinum on that. Wasn't too difficult in truth. Suicide Squad, still in the cellophane as you can see. Yeah. Everything I've seen on this game just screams utter shit. So I've never bothered to take it out of the cellophane. I might give it a shot in the future. But one thing I do know is I don't think I'm going to grind for the platinum. The unnecessary grind at the end, just, well, there's no point. And then we got Tales of Arise. Fantastic entry into the Tales franchise. Played this a long time ago. Well, it wasn't that long ago, but it was when it was first released. Really enjoyed it. Played it all the way through, completed it. Kind of wish I'd have been platinum hunting at the time, because I know that it's fairly straightforward. Then we got Callisto Protocol. You'll have to excuse me for a second. Callisto Protocol, Day 1 edition. I got it because, you know, of the promise it was going to be similar to Dead Space, the original Dead Space. And yes, there were parts of it that were similar. All in all, I felt like it fell a little bit short. The combat was a little bit naff. The Night Witch Deluxe Edition. I got this for quite cheap. I think it was like £9. Probably the best £9 I've ever spent when it comes to gaming. I actually really enjoyed this game. It's like a shoot 'em up, Metroidvania. Fantastic game. Got the platinum on it. Considered making a video on it. Just don't feel like, with it not being a very well known game, whether it would actually be watched very much. The Last Stand Aftermath. I got this very early on into my PS5 collecting. I played it for hours and hours and hours. It was well before I was a PlayStation Platinum Hunter. I've since seen that it's quite a difficult platinum. Then we've got The Walking Dead Destinies. I've not played this. I've not touched it. I've seen a lot of gameplay. It looks absolutely atrocious. I'm a fan of The Walking Dead. I really enjoyed all the series. A couple of them fell short a little bit, but all in all, I enjoyed it. The game itself, from what I've seen, absolute tosh. Then got Temtem. I played this originally on PC, early access. Having played the game on PlayStation, it looks like it's still in early access. I don't think it actually is. I think it's fully released now, but it's awful. It's a Pokemon clone. It's, yeah, bit cack. Then we got Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. It's very similar to Borderlands in truth. Same kind of, well, it's the same world, same character, well, a couple of the same characters. I enjoyed my time with it. It was one of my backlog that I went back to and got the platinum. Tormented Souls. You can pick this up cheap as chips these days. I paid, I think it was full price for it when it first released. I played about 2 hours into it. Was quite shocked at the nudity at the very start. But all in all, I dropped it after a couple of hours. Wasn't overly impressed. Watch Dogs Legion, still in the cellophane. As I said with Watch Dogs 1 and 2 for the PS4, I've never played them. I've got all 3 of them, but I've never played any of them. I've seen gameplay of all of them, just doesn't look like I'd actually enjoy them. So I don't know why I got them in truth. Wild Hearts, still in the cellophane as well. Obviously a game similar to Monster Hunter. I never was really into Monster Hunter until Monster Hunter World was released. I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd pick up Wild Hearts, and I've just never got round to it. Valkyrie Elysium, fantastic game for the however many hours I put into it. I got bored of it in the end. I played, I think, by a guess, I would say about 20 to 30 hours, 20, 25 maybe. And yeah, I ended up just getting bored of it. Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. I know absolutely nothing about this game. I picked it up because it was something I'd not seen much before. It's got a nice sleeve cover. It includes an art book. Yeah, it's one that I should probably check out at some point, or at least see what the game is. Looking at it quickly on the back, I'd say it's potentially a visual novel or like a Telltale. We then got WWE 2K22. I don't even know when I brought that or why I brought it. It was like, that was actually, this was before I actually got into wrestling a little bit. And then because of me getting into wrestling, I don't know what happened to my voice then. Because of me getting into wrestling, I ended up getting 2K24. I did plan to go for the platinum on it until I saw exactly what it entailed, and it was a lot of messing around, and it was fun to have a little blast on it, but then in the end I just got bored of it. Ease 8 Lacrimosa of Dina, I think it's pronounced, or Dana. Yeah, brilliant game. A game that I played on PS4 originally, and then I got the PS5 edition. Both times I got so far into it and then just dropped it because I got bored. Next up we got Yoni, I'm guessing that is pronounced. Sunset Edition. Horror game, still in the cellophane. I am going to do like a horror game binge, so this will get played in the near future, but for the time being it's still in its packaging, and yeah. And then the last one, Yuri Kill, the Collumination Games. I mean, I struggled to read that off the side. I have actually played this and completed it. Again, it's by the same makers of... No, it's not. It gave me Danganronpa vibes, basically. It's not by Spike Chunsoft, who made the Danganronpa series, but it gave me those kind of vibes, even though some of the gameplay is nothing like it. I think that is one that I will be going back to at some point in the future. It requires a second playthrough for the platinum. But all in all, I enjoyed my time with it. Who knows? But yeah, that's my entire physical collection. Sorry that this video went on for so long. Sorry for the random cuts for, coughing purposes. My voice going funny just because I'm so bunged up. I'm still recovering from an illness that I've had for a very long time. It needs to do one. But obviously this was requested by a fair few people, so thank you for requesting it. Hopefully you've watched it and you enjoyed me going through all my collection. Also thank you to the channel members. I'll add them on screen now. The support from everybody, every viewer, sub, channel member has been phenomenal. I enjoy sitting in front of the computer doing anything YouTube related, basically. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and let me know down in the comments what of those games you suggest I should get back to or start, and let me know what your collections are like. Thank you very much for watching, and peace.